All right, chapter 4, section 4, part 3. So now we are factoring when a does not equal 1. So remember, a is like that number in front of the x squared. My pencil does not work. So if we had a times x squared plus b times x plus c. So when this number out front is not 1. So we're going to find out what we do when that happens. So we see that we start with a 2. Before we were factoring, we would just do what are 2 factors of 12 that add up to 11, but we can't do that because we start with that 2 out front. So what we do is multiply the first term and the last term. What's 2 times 12? 24.
Miss Carver.
Yes. All right, so we need to find now 2 factors of 24 that add up to 11. So 2 factors of what you just found that still add up to the middle number. So what are 2 factors of 24 that add to 11? Three and 8. Perfect. So we have 3 and 8. So 3 and 8. So we do the same thing we did before. We put it into our parentheses. So we have x plus 3 and x plus 8. But we need to do one more thing to solve this. So since we started with a 2, we divide both of these numbers here by 2. If it does not go in evenly, we bring it to the front in front of the x. So this is 2x plus 3. If it does go in evenly, we simplify. So what's 8 divided by 2? 4. So this would be x plus 4. So then this is our final answer. So when we start with a number that's not 1 out front, it just takes us 2 extra steps to factor. So the differences are that we have to multiply the first and last, and that we have to divide by that first number. Any questions on this one?
Wait, how did we get? Never mind.
So always the first step is going to be multiply the first and the last. And then you find 2 factors of that new number that you have that add up to the middle number. All right, let's look at example 2. What's the first step? Multiply the first times the last. So what's 4 times negative 3? Negative 12. What are 2 factors of negative 12 that add to negative 4?
Negative 6.
Negative 6 and 2. Perfect. They multiply to negative 12, add to negative 4. Awesome. So we put those into our parentheses. So we have x minus 6 times x plus 2. What's our next step? Divide both the numbers by that 4 out front. So we divide this by 4 and this by 4. We have to simplify as much as we can. Whatever doesn't simplify, we bring it to the front. So can we simplify 6 over 4? Can we divide both of them by 2? Yeah, so we can simplify. So 6 divided by 2 would become 3. 4 divided by 2 would be 2. So we have 3 over 2. Whatever does not simplify, we bring to the front. So this becomes 2x minus 3. So simplify as much as you can, and then whatever's on the bottom that still doesn't simplify, bring it to the front.
So you just
How can we simplify 2 over 4? 1 over 2. So divide by 2 and divide by 2. So it becomes 1 over 2. We take the bottom, since it doesn't simplify anymore once we got 1 over 2, and bring it to the front. So this is 2x plus 1. So just like how we had the chart in part 1 that helped us factor, but in the homework you guys could factor without the chart. We don't really need to use the chart here if it helps you, so I put it there, but it's almost easier just to not even do it because we're professionals now at finding what factors of negative 12 add to negative 4. So you don't have to use the chart if you don't want to. If you like to use the chart and it helps you, go ahead and use it. But it's almost easier not to use it, in my opinion, but do whatever you like to use. So again, since it simplifies completely, 4 divided by 2 is just 2. We don't have to move anything.
I thought we took the bottom.
Well, we don't have anything on the bottom. Or if we said we had 2 over 1, if we move the 1 out front, saying 1x is the same thing as x. So if it simplifies to a whole number, don't move anything out front. Now we have x minus 3 halves. Can 3 halves simplify?
No.
No. So what do we do with the denominator?
2x minus 3.
2x minus 3. Perfect. All right, what's the first thing we need to do? Multiply the first and the last. So we get 50. What are 2 factors of 50 that add to 27?
25 and
25 and 2. Perfect. So we put those into our parentheses. X plus 25, x plus 2. What do we do next?
Divide by 5.
Divide by 5, and divide by 5. What does our first parentheses change into? X plus 5. What's 25 divided by 5? 5. It's a whole number, becomes 5. We don't have to put anything out front. Next we have 2 divided by 5. Does that simplify? Nope. So simplified as we can go. So what do we do with the 5? 5x plus 2. Alright, what do we do first? Multiply.
Multiply.
Second number?
So what do we get when we multiply? Negative 18. So remember, the sign goes with it. So since this was a negative 6, it's a negative 18. So what are 2 factors of negative 18 that add to negative 7?
Negative 9 and 2.
Negative 9 and 2. Perfect. So we have x minus 9 and x plus 2. What do we do next? Divide by 3. What's 9 divided by 3? 3. So x minus 3. And then what do we do in the second parentheses? Awesome. Move the 3 to the front. So 3x plus 2.